about to be live. We are now live. Fantastic. We're now live. I'm just going to click on the button on Instagram because that just seems to
Yes.
be, oh, just for you, even though we're live and we're telling everyone this, there's a bit of a delay on that Instagram screen that you see. So just focus on the YouTube one. Hi, everyone.
Okay.
Welcome to the live. See, look at that. It's just backstage chatter before we even join the presentation. So, uh, I've got my first guest and it's working. The technology is working. I think that's actually the thing I'm most excited about. So I tried I just to introduce you. So this is Mariana and she's from AVAALABS. Mariana, what do you do?
Hey everyone. So I'm the head of product. Maybe you've seen me around a couple of times on Instagram, but yeah, I'm the one in charge of making all those formulations. So nice to see you
Oh,
all over
really?
here. Yeah.
You're like the chemist. You're like
Yeah, I'm a
you're
food
sort of,
engineer.
oh really? Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
so
oh
I'm
now
the
oh.
geek head behind the whole thing.
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, awesome. So we'll be talking about that because I'm so thrilled that Alpha Labs is the sponsor this year because there's a whole story behind it of me actually for me, it was a huge leap to actually move into the world of supplements. And I was quite a supplement skeptic. And then something happened this year. And actually, it happened with someone else this year as well, about things falling apart. And I think it just comes from age. But right, but before we do that, we'll be talking a little bit later on. I've asked Marianne if she's got any questions just answer, just ask them straight away as well. But yeah, like always, I just want to spend just sort of 10-15 minutes talking about how the day is. I'm not going to go through the promises because of we've got a guest on. But look at this. I've got such new technology. I'm just so excited about it because last year I tried to do a live streams with guests and it just failed. And now because I'm using sort of StreamYard, I can actually do this. Are you ready? Look at how cool is this? Look at this. You can get
Nice.
10% off. This is I need to be one of those presenters on one of those live trail races or something like UTMB. They need to get me on, and then I just have a ticker who's leading it on there. But instead, it's just saying go to Alpha Labs. You got 10% off. You didn't even
You're
know
one
that was
step
going to happen, but
closer.
I was exactly. So, as you can probably tell, I'm kind of excited. I'm super excited because today gave me hope. So, for those that have been following me for the last 3 days, joining the live stream, I've been struggling very much in terms of the time. It was the time that was bugging me. I was sort of spending 12 hours a day just on getting that 50.65 kilometers done. And it was driving me nuts because it meant that, especially like, for instance, yesterday, I literally finished the run at 20 minutes or 25 minutes before I had to go on the live stream. And so it has been real bugging me. I was like thinking, I need to be quicker. I need to be quicker. I need to be quicker because I'm really just jogging at such a slow speed because of things were falling apart. My hip flexor, my knee, that was worrying me, etc. And I was sort of going, I was doing this, the 50 kilometers thinking, what, I can't do this. I am not going to be able to sustain this if I only have that sort of 20-minute break before I have to do the live stream because I can get the recovery shake in. That was good, but I need to get the compression boots on. I need to get food. I need to get everything done. So, and it's just not enough time. And it was really worrying me. So I was so focused on getting the time down, but then I looked at it. I looked at last year's performance when I did the 31 marathons, and I noticed, hang on, I wasn't that much quicker. Yes, I was quicker, but not by such a significant amount that we're seeing on that time. So what was it? And it made me realize that I was running. It was only when I looked at my moving time on Strava, I was doing 8 hours. So my 50 kilometers were taking 8 hours. Nothing wrong with that. But then I was spending 4 hours of not running. What the hell was I doing? I have no clue. I mean, I don't remember. I don't have was it like an alien abduction or something? I mean, I have no recollection of why I was losing 4 hours. I mean, was I just chatting to people for so long, or I didn't really feel that. It didn't feel like I was stopping for anything. If anything, I was not stopping. And it was, and I was like thinking, that's my focus today, is to reduce that 4 hours of wasted time down to something. And I wanted to get it down to around 2 hours. And it worked. I went a little bit over 2 hours. I think in the end it was around 2.5 hours I spent outside of running.
How
But
did you manage then?
I don't know. Oh, that's actually a good question. So how did I reduce it? Because I mean, I really cannot think how I lost all that time. It was, did I, I have no clue where it went, but I was just losing so much time. I think in part it was because my watch was stopping when I was doing pickups, and I was picking up a lot of random trash. I was so focused on picking up every piece. I always say that this is not about making the streets clean, it's about making it cleaner. And and so I think what I was doing is I was spending so much time picking up all the small pieces of trash and going back and getting them, and my watch was just saying, yeah, you're not walking. And so I think I wasted literally sort of 2 hours of just picking up as much trash as I could. Whereas all I want to do is hit 25 kilos. And I was ridiculously over that over the last few days. Every day I was well over the 25 kilos. So I didn't need to do it. I just need to
Wow.
focus on get my target. So I think that's it. So that's fantastic. But I wasn't focusing on the food and a little bit of time off feet, just sitting down, time off feet. So that's what I did. And I was like thinking, I'm just wasting so much time just sitting down. In the end, I actually went faster. So it's that perfect example of like the hare and the tortoise or whatever. It's how you use that time to make the best thing. So people, I finished at sort of 6:30. I had like an hour and a half of just sort of getting the recovery boots done, getting getting the recovery drink in and everything like that. So that was brilliant news. I'm going to shock you now. I probably shouldn't say this, but I think it ties in, Marianne. I think what we were talking about when we had a chat last week, which is supplements. If I say something wrong, just say, Paul, you're an idiot. Yes, you're talking rubbish. But I think, we were like talking that, the AVAALABS isn't about replacing something. It's about supplementing something. It's about it's sort of adding to a healthy lifestyle. And that's
Exactly.
what need to do with my food during the run. I need to get that nailed. I've got the electrolytes. I'm taking the supplements. That's great. But I'm a perfect example of that. The priority is getting me healthy with the intake of food, because I'm a bit embarrassed to say this, most of it's water. I am literally guzzling so much water. I think I had around sort of 8-10 liters of water today. And I weighed myself, and in the 4 days I'm ashamed to say that I've lost 5.5 kilos. I think that is just shocking. Um, it's just that is just that, but that shows the problem I have with food, and I really have to solve that. So that's something I know that people have been really working with me. A couple of people joined me on the run today. So Bert and Simona were there. I also bumped into Chris. I'm not going to sort of talk about it. It was just so fantastic with them, and they were like making me eat to try and sort of get it is. And so I just need to focus on what I'm going to try and do is go even more, and like say 15 minutes. I'm going to set the timer for 15 minutes food break. And even if it's just for a few seconds, a food break every 15 minutes, every 10K, a real sit down proper food. So that's my plan for tomorrow, is to get that food in there. So I think that's kind of sort of what I wanted to talk about the recap, because one of the things we want to sort of do with AVAALABS, we had sort of a talk about it, and about sort of the acts of kindness. So how can we bring AVAALABS in for acts of kindness? And really the focus was on an act of kindness can be for yourself. The
Mhm.
reason, and I said that in some of my stories with people, I was like saying, you know, make an act of kindness can be for yourself, because if it means that you are staying healthy, mentally and physically, then that's going to benefit the friends and family around you. That if you're healthier, I think that is, an act of kindness. It feels like it's a selfish act, but really you are benefiting other people. It doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. You can help people and help yourself at the same time. And
Exactly.
and that was,
Exactly.
yeah, and that was, and so really I kind of want to put my pledge out there because it's come from where I where I the reason why I reached out to you as a company, and that was I started falling apart. So last year I did, I've always said, people say, how can you run so much? And I've said it's purely because I'm vegan. That's the biggest difference. And that's been such a huge difference. It's been for me a game changer in terms of inflammation, recovery quick, especially something like this. It's all about recovery, making sure that it's not about how you do the day out on the run. It's about how you prepare for the next run and recover and repair yourself for the next run. And I got away. I think the truth is, I think I got away with it. When we were talking
Mhm.
last week, I was sort of,
What word you're looking
so
for, but I do
yeah.
agree
So
with you
it's
that
kind
it's
of, yeah. You're sort of helping your body reduce the impact of those steps. It's sort of if it means that it's a little your muscles are a little bit stronger, or you've recovered. Thomas, I think, isn't it Thomas?
Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy.
Tommy.
And yeah, and we I didn't even know he was a CEO. I was like just he was in the car just listening in, and I was with the content manager and just talking about what I really wanted to do. And he just said one word that was a game changer, and it was longevity. He just said, what you're looking for is longevity. And I never even thought about that. I thought about the project I'm doing this year, but really my goal is to do projects in the coming years. I should need to, maybe I got away with it until now, but that is a short term view. I need to look at the longer term view. And I think what I'm hoping that supplements that AVAALABS Labs and the other things I'm doing, the flexibility work, the strength work, which I never did. So all of those things are coming together, hopefully to provide me with longevity. So here's my act of kindness to myself. I promise to work on my physical shape. It's outside of running. I want to be a better runner, and I will look for every help that I can, whether that's flexibility, whether that is strength training, and whether that's supplements. I think they all have a place in providing longevity in my career, which is the most important thing for me. So that's my sort of act of kindness to myself, and it really is a kindness to, well, or maybe it's a little bit egotistical, but as a kindness in as much as what I really want to do is make sure that people go, oh, there's that banana again in 5 years' time. How old is he now? Yeah, I'm like 59 now. He's like, oh my God, he's like near pension, and he's already still running around. I want that to be me. So so I've talked enough. I told you I'd be 15 minutes. It was 16.25 minutes. So, um, see, I haven't even got the question. It's like, is what said, mate, does that make sense?
It makes all the sense in the world, and I love the way in which you say it as an act of kindness, because we tend to think that when we're doing something for ourselves, it's something selfish and therefore is something that shouldn't be perceived as positive. But in the end, we are the ones who have to take the best care of ourselves, you know? And as you said it really well, it's not only for ourselves, but it's being able to be in our best shape to show up for the people that we love as well, and to show up to the world as well. If I'm feeling my best, I'm able to give my best at my job, with my family, with my friends, to be able to listen to them, have the energy, have, you know, like it connects us all. And in the end, it's not only about us giving to others as a like through time or sharing, but also as an example. I feel that it's like contagious, you know? when someone starts taking care of themselves, I'm sure that like people around you, when they saw you like running so much or going vegan, it's like you leave a spark, you know? And that's a spark that's really, really valuable, because it's not that easy to get that kind of motivation from people that are really far away from us. It's so much more like vivid and easier to get that kind of motivation and energy to take care of ourselves if we have someone next to us who is already doing it, you know? So
Yeah,
definitely,
and
yeah, an act of kindness for yourself, but for everyone seeing you as well.
yeah, exactly. And oh gosh, because I know we have some stringent rules with supplements. So if I say something wrong, then say. But like I mean that the ingredients. So I have to say that the ingredients in them. I mean they are sort of they have very specific goals. So I've, for instance, I love the name of this. So I've actually got magnesium complex. So I mean I know magnesium is good, right? So I am literally a supplement imbecile. I have no clue. I just know that everyone talks about magnesium. I've got some people on the call that swear by magnesium, and so so what can you? I mean, you're the chemist. You should know this. I put you on the spot, but I mean, how is this going to benefit? So why? Because you've given me, so Alpha Labs gave me sort of the both of these things. So why are they going to be beneficial for me? Is there anything else you think I should recommend? I want to leave the floor to you. Advise me. Give me your best tips.
My best tips, of course, if you're going out for such long runs, as you said it yourself, it's focusing on the recovery. Like Avalabs as a brand, like we have a really nice portfolio of all those products that will aid you with the recovery. And of course, like we're already starting to bring more products towards our sports line that will aid you also during the performance, as the electrolytes that you have, right? So, and you said that you drank like 8 liters of water, 10 liters of water.
Yeah,
I hope
yeah.
that some of them were also incorporating some of our electrolytes. So, giving you
Okay.
some.
You've now I'm now going to show you. So I put this on my stories. So I put this on my stories about me just using it. So yeah, what I do is I take it. So I've got I think I've got the no taste one, which is great. It's no taste. It kind of speaks for itself. And the other one is blood orange, which is also really nice. So I put this on my stories. I want to show you this. So, so this is the story, because there's a bit of a blooper on it. So I actually had to edit the video. So this shows you how real it is. So this is me at Halfweg Station, just sitting down and just wonder. I'm going to do a story of just showing you I am using electrolytes. So here we go. This is me using electrolytes. So that's easy, right? This is the full video.
Oh,
So I yeah, it was so I was so focused on filming, I just dropped the whole bloody thing in there. But that they are really they are. I mean, yeah, I cannot say whether this is a I'm electrolytes I've used for years. So and I'm definitely don't have any sort of issues with these or anything. So I think that's the biggest speak for itself. The blood orange I wasn't expecting to like taste, but I kind of like it as well. So yeah, I like it. And so what I kind of do is I do one water and then one electrolyte. So that's where I'm working. So sort of like I think is that a good solution? I mean, we're moving sports techie now, but I feel that's the
Yeah.
right one.
If it works for you, that's the most important thing, you know? Like there is no one right way for everything. And I think, as you said, supplements are only one part of it. And the process, in the same way that a vegan diet works for you, you have to like find out. It depends on how much you're sweating, because of course, as we sweat, we will be needing more of those minerals, and it will depend. I'm not sure for people who run 50K a day. So as
They're
long as
just
you find the
idiots.
sweet
They're just
spot.
idiots. Yeah, that's it. Finding speed, and that kind of goes back to the food. I know that there's a problem there. The electrolytes, and you can, I mean, you probably can't even. I don't know if you can sort of see it, but it's, I was sort of famous for having. I don't wash my shirts. I just kind of just go through with them for a few days, and I literally have like rings of sweat. So you see
Okay.
how much salt is coming out.
Mm.
So what I'm doing is yeah, the electrolytes are so important, but on top of that, I'm also doing peanuts with salted peanuts and stuff. So, which is I'm finding sort of good, but yeah, it's a bit of a learning curve. But the going back to the sort of the supplements, what
Yeah.
else do I am, I am. I mean, you probably hear skeptics all the time, So, but I think I'm different now. I'm open to it. So, what can you do? What advice do you give to me? So, you've given me these products, but what things do I need to consider? And, is there a way I can sort of try it out and see if it works for me? How do I do that? Is it, what advice have you got for a newbie in supplements?
First of all, whether you're going to try to see if it works or not, already incorporating it into your routine and being able to have like a before and after is a good way, a good measure. But then of course we will be having the factor of whether it's a placebo effect. So if you're like somehow like really interested in looking at the science and trying to figure out how much of an impact it has on your body, a nice way is to stop taking the supplement after a while and leaving a couple of weeks and actually testing how your body reacts without it as well. But nevertheless, like as you said, you're having magnesium, you're having our glucosamine product, and you're having the electrolytes, right? So
Yeah.
electrolytes you're already used to taking. And of course, they are really easy to incorporate whenever we're exercising. You mentioned that we have the unflavored one. We have part of our community, there's a lot of people who are super aware of not having any, like as clean as possible. And that's what we try to keep with all our products, having like natural additives and everything. So that's why we have our pure electrolytes as well. Um, but nevertheless it's giving you all the electrolytes that you're needing. Electrolytes is, it's important to know that they will help you with muscle activation, they will help you with osmotic pressure, with your cardiovascular function, and even signaling the brain like the sweating process. So it's part of like, it helps you get into the natural rhythm of when you're actually like being very active. And as mentioned, of course, the more you sweat, the more you will need them. So this will depend specifically on the needs and the performance of the person. But then it's interesting because magnesium is part of the electrolytes. And if we go,
Mm.
you're actually having another product of only magnesium. And magnesium is honestly like one of the biggest stars of the game. Magnesium will help you with absolutely everything that has to do with recovery. Magnesium, there is a lot of studies that have shown how magnesium could be having an impact in your sleep, in being more restful, in like obtaining deeper sleep. And then it will therefore allow you to be in a better place the next day in order to, well, to be present and to be active or to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. It also helps you with the muscles, it also helps you reduce fatigue. So magnesium has a very long list. It's also part of, if I'm not mistaken, over 120 cell signaling pathways. So it also has to do with your metabolism and your energy activation. And it's just like one of those ingredients that will really, really help you. And as you mentioned, it's magnesium. So magnesium is having several different kinds of magnesium in the formulation, because even though magnesium itself is, let's say, the main star, there is a very big difference with who is coming with the magnesium. And even though we can't say specifically, like with the EFSA claims, there is a lot of studies backing up, for example, that different types of magnesium play a different role. And of course, if they're coming with a certain amino acid or a certain compound, it will have an effect on how it is absorbed, on where it will be acting upon the body as well. So magnesium is a great way of getting like all the best of the benefits of the best different types of magnesium
So
in a
it's
single.
kind of like putting this. It's kind of like, okay, this is your magnesium. Oh, no, this one doesn't work for me, but this one does. It's kind of like pop off. It's
Yeah.
just like a quick jabs. Awesome.
For, for
And
example,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's a placebo. Yeah, I think the placebo effect is really important. But for me, as people get older, they kind of sleep less, and I've always been a very short sleeper.
mm,
So I'm going to say this is super subjective because I'm going to be tired anyway for 50 kilometers. But I noticed a couple of days beforehand as well that I'm waking up less during the night, and I think that can only be a sort of a good thing.
that
So I
can
don't
only be a
know.
good
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, it can only be a good thing. So I'm really sort of excited about that. Whether or not and that for me, that's the thing. It's like it's working. Whatever I'm doing now is working, so I need to keep doing it. So it's kind of, whether it's stretching, whether it's, whatever it is. I'm not saying that running 50 kilometers is a, if that is the reason why I'm sleeping better, I don't know, but maybe I don't do that. But and the other, so that, yeah, so magnesium. Or what about this one then? This weird one that I cannot pronounce and I refuse to pronounce.
Glucosamine and chondroitin complex. That one
Yeah,
is
that's the one.
great when it comes for joints. So when it comes for mobility, and it's also having many of our formulations are having, let's say, like a star ingredient, but we're also trying to incorporate some other like really good extracts of some herbs and botanicals in order to assure that we get the best of the benefit with the products. And this one specifically is having also a plant extract from a plant called Boswellia serrata, which is great for joints. So we know that it's really good like for cooling the joints. So it goes really well hand in hand with what you're doing at the moment. And I've heard, hopefully it's the same for you, but I've heard wonders with people as well when it comes to their joints and taking this product.
Yeah,
Uh,
I was really when I did this started this year. Yeah, like I said, everything was falling apart, so I went into it scared. To this, it's today I feel happy because I've had a successful day, but the 3 days I was getting a bit worried because of the speed. As I said, it turned out to be something completely different. But yeah, I went into this adventure this year going. I do not know if I can do it. And it was sort of, I forgot what my train of thought now. So, yeah, I cannot remember. I see. Have you got
this
anything
day
from
gave
memory?
you hope.
Sorry?
This day gave you hope.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this day
Yeah,
gave me hope and everything, and I sort of really went in, with the joint. Oh, the joints, that was it, the joints, because
yeah.
I went into it with sort of, not necessarily joint pain, but I was having some issues that I've never had before. I've had occasionally an injury, but suddenly I was, and it actually, I know the reason why it was happening. It's just my sort of own stupidity of not doing all of these things that I've now promised to do. And I sort of went in there as a limiting myself or sort of restricting myself, sort of handicapping myself before I even got in there. So the joints, I think, especially as you get older, I think is going to be super important. I think it's crazy that I do so much and I don't have knee pain. And I
Huh.
kind of, I'm now in a mind of, whereas before I go, I don't have knee pain, and I would have ignored it. Now, after this year of things going wrong, I'm kind of going, let's, I'm now focused on preventative rather than doing something that is reactive to an injury. And I think that for me, that's that I think for me that's what sold it for me on this was the fact that I need to look at things proactively now and preventatively now. And so it seems like a no-brainer to bring supplements in there, to bring flexibility in there, to bring healthy eating, which is the number one thing. And I
Yeah,
love that on the call with the other team members. They were like saying, yeah, this is the most important thing you can do is not take supplements, is eat healthy. It is
yeah.
to actually do that. And supplements will bring an extra benefit, but only if you've got the building blocks right.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. And you said right now that you discovered in a way how important joints are, right? And I think it's not about how important joints are, which they are indeed, but it's whenever we go through a process in which we feel or we start noticing that we're not having the same capability as we did before with whatever it is that's like associated with the body, then we realize how lucky we are to have joint mobility. We realize how lucky we are to have whatever it is when we start noticing that. And it comes up with this, that there are moments, yes, health, like the main pillar of health, or like one of the main, is definitely food. But then so is sleep and recovery. But then so is movement. What are we? Who are we if we're not moving our bodies? Who are we if we are not having a good community or someone that we can trust and go and share time with? It's also, that's also wellness, being able to share with people, able to share with our community. And it's like one of these pillars where supplements come in as well, because even though many years ago we could have managed to get like so many more like nutrients out of our food, and nowadays, like,
True,
it's
true.
important to know that life changes, and in the same way in which we're like cultivating and harvesting our food, like there is less amount of minerals in the soil. And it's a matter of being able to identify what areas are we lacking, how can we make our lives a bit easier, how can we like have that kindness with ourselves, right? If we know that
Yeah,
something like just taking this specific supplement will help us with a goal that we're having, and it will help us like get closer to that goal or feel better or have better sleep. For example, like you're having magnesium, but we're also having an only magnesium bisglycinate product, which is, I've also heard wonders from people talking about it when it comes to their sleep, because it really helps you with all these patterns of like reducing stress and fatigue. So it's a matter of like being able to complement everything. It's like a puzzle, everything comes in
yeah.
together quite nicely, and supplements are nevertheless a part of it.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's fantastic. Um, we've actually gone over my 30-minute limit, but I was enjoying it so much. Is there any, are there any tips for people um, that want to try sort of supplements? Is the website sort of just there to guide them through what they should start with, or have you got any tips on what they should do? Is there any help that Alpha Labs can give people that want to sort of just explore it?
You can always reach out to our customer service team, to our customer happiness team, and we can give any kind of support if you are not, if you don't have clarity as to where to start. But then the website itself is also like guiding you. We're actually currently working on updating the website to give even more information regarding each individual ingredient, making it easier to understand what can we expect from each formula. So it's a matter of starting, of being able, I think the most important part is to be able to understand what it is that we're looking for, what it is that we would like to, well, to improve, or to give us a helping hand, a self-helping
Yeah.
hand. But
Exactly.
yeah.
I think that's so cool. I think, and also I mean, this is a general statement. I kind of feel that I am, now sort of in the role of Alpha Labs ambassador. I mean, I don't know anything about supplements. I'm not an expert, but I know Mariana's email address. So if you reach out to me, if you've got any questions, you can reach out to me and I'll ask her
For
offline. You're
sure.
not getting her email, but but you can, so I kind of think that the role of sort of an ambassador or something like this, especially as a sponsor, is that I can be someone you can talk to. So if anyone's got any questions, you can always DM me, and then I can sort of, I can just ask to go straight to the source, and then we get some information for you. So I think that's really cool. Definitely give them a try out. And I want to say how wonderful. I mean, there are so many supplement brands out there. The reason why I went to Alpha Lab, and in fact, I think you were the only one I reached out to. I
Hmm.
think no, I think you were the only one, because you did something. You did an event with Midnight Runners, and I love the energy and the way that you were working so much. I thought this is a brand that I can relate to. This is a brand that really sort of no, I'm not saying gets me, but sort of really understood that. So that's the reason why I sort
That's
of
so
reached out
nice
to you, and
to hear.
I couldn't be happier. So thank you. Uh, is there any last words you want to say about anything?
No, thank you, Paul. It's been wonderful being here with you, and thank you for sharing again your message.
Yeah, that was it. I had a couple of um, really nice conversations with people today, and I love sort of surprising them. I need to get better at it because I'm telling them to that I tell them a message about, yeah, do an act of kindness and things like that. I should be saying to them, do an act of kindness on my website. Just put it on the website. So go and do that. So I need to get better at that. But just yeah, I'm so happy with this sort of mission of just trying to get some positivity in the world. And I I think these things you have to sort of go. It's whether or not it connects with people is less important than whether or not you're trying your hardest to connect with people. And I'm definitely sort of trying to do that and loving it. And now I'm a little bit more enthusiastic for tomorrow, because I figured out that I should stop faffing around picking up bits of tissue and just focus on the big stuff. Which brings me to the scores on the door. So people, before we go, um, oh, and Sanders actually said, could I ask you back for a podcast in the future to talk longer? Her Mariana's food's on the go, so and I need to get my food, Sander. We'll have to do this another time. But yeah,
Now we need
hopefully,
to
yeah,
feed
I would love
ourselves.
to. Yeah, yeah, exactly. We need to take care of ourselves. So
Talking
hopefully,
about good
I,
recovery and good health.
yeah, definitely. I forgot what I was going. Oh, yeah, the trash. So. We had a bit of a shocker today, just to sort of finish it up, because people have been asking about the amount of trash I get. So my goal is to remind everyone to get 25 kilos of trash. The first day I kind of got carried away, 108 kilos. Then it was 42 kilos. I got better yesterday with 32 kilos. Today I ran towards Amsterdam and back. It was actually the route that got me plogging, because it was just so awful. I used to cycle that route to work every day for 10 years in the 2000s, and sometimes I'd run it as well. And in fact, I ran one time on an Asics gel. I was wearing some Asics, I think an Asics Kayano. God knows, this is back in the 2000s, probably edition number 5 or something like that. I'm so old. But it had like a gel bubble in it. And I was running along the road there and I just stepped on glass. It didn't hurt me at all. It just popped the gel bag that was in the shoe. So I suddenly had to throw him out because of the trash. It was so I originally I did this route knowing it would be a big day. I got, it could have been way bigger, but I limited myself, and I ended up with 105 kilos of trash.
Wow.
Now, the 105 kilos of trash, that is not as scary as one specific item. So the laughing gas canisters that you see everywhere, the fast gas things that we've got here, I picked up 10 of those that were just lying on the side of the road in different places. So there was 30 kilograms just on drugs in effect, which was a bit of a shocker. So, um, but we found everything, found uh, a office chair that was in a random spot along the road under a bridge, found car tires and helmet, loads of bike parts, bike racks, and everything. So it was a bit of a shocking day. 105 kilos. So it got to the point where I wasn't picking up trash. I was like, I've got enough, and I'm going to be doing this route more and more. So let's see how much I continue to get out of it. But I could have easily hit 1,000. There was a couple of really bad spots, but yeah, I'm way ahead of schedule. I'm well over a quarter of the way. I'm only on day 4, and I'm already sort of a quarter of the way to my 1,000 kilograms, which is a bit of a shocker. But that's what it is. Thank you everyone for listening in, and hopefully we get I work with AVAALABS more, and then we get you, and then we do a longer podcast when we haven't got
For
our
sure.
mood, we haven't got our food sort of planned. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you
Thank you
so
so
much
much,
to
Paul.
AVAALABS. You were so enthusiastic to have me on as a sponsor. I always say, it just yeah, the sponsors I get, I struggle finding sponsors, but the ones I do get are the best ones. And Alpha Labs is a perfect example of that. Is, you know, the CEO talking about the longevity, and then talking with you. We had that chat last week, which was so wonderful, and Ronya from marketing, and just fantastic people. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
sponsoring, for supporting me on this.
Thank
For
you. Thank
everyone, thank you. For everyone, day 5 tomorrow. I'll be running around. I've got another bit of sponsor placement, but there's no live stream guest. But I will be talking about them. So for those that are in Harlem, learn about. Oh, this is like a PA announce. This is like a public announcement thing. Yeah. For those that want to know more about. Yeah. So next Saturday. Or next Friday, Saturday is EcoFest in Harlem. And just by chance, they've randomly, they just sort of said, pop by. And so I'm going to be sort of promoting them tomorrow. So I'll give you more details on that then. But the thing, I'm now going to take my supplements, but most importantly, I'm going to eat lots every 15 minutes on the run tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Okay. Oh, oh, she's gone. She's gone. She left straight away. My God, she just dropped off. I hadn't pressed the end stream yet. There we go. I'm going to do end stream, and you know that it will just